Monday, the day of the NASCAR race, and I've been reading the paper a little bit more. But before I get it, I want to say that I started the day and ended the day cutting sweet peas. Oh, wish my nose worked. These smell so good that people can smell them when you walk through the swimming pool with a bouquet of them to remind the ladies that I picked a bunch for them. These are all one color. Got lots of different colors, and they've been really good this year. Not much of a gardener, but I sort of stumble along. Once in a while get lucky and have some good flowers this year. Those have been great. The roses have been great. Got a lot of lilies coming. They're Easter lilies. They're going to bloom about a month, maybe 5 weeks after Easter. They're going to be beautiful when they do. Also got an amaryllis cut, brought it into the house, and a few others are starting to get close to opening up. Well, I'm telling you, you read the news, you just see about anything. This headline from the Yuma paper, Saturday, April the 12th, field trip. College field trip. Field trip takes college class to Nevada brothel. I'll be darned. My college days, I guess they were misspent. I didn't get anything quite as exciting as a field trip to a brothel. Probably just, well, it didn't. And I don't think probably it was a good thing for those young people to be there. But, you know, who knows? Maybe something good out of it will come. Hopefully nothing bad. But Nevada has legal brothels. This particular one is world famous, certainly United States famous. I'll bet there's not too many us rusty old dogs, and let alone the young, more active dogs, but wouldn't know that there's a brothel there called the Chicken Ranch. And that's the one they toured. This picture here to the side shows one of the prostitutes visiting with the class. Well, let me share with you some of what it says about this field trip. Pahrump, Nevada. Nikki Amory, I thought maybe that was going to be a prostitute, but this is one of the students, throws her arm over another and smiles wide as she leans in for a shot with the monument her class came to visit. It's a typical field trip memento, except that Amory is in a brothel. The monument is a fluffy, queen-size bed in the Western-themed party room reserved for VIPs and big spenders. And this young lady was one of a dozen Randolph College students that toured the Chicken Ranch, 60 miles outside of Las Vegas. And the class trip included seminars. Seminars now. Ha I think a prostitute must feel pretty good about holding a seminar for a college class. Seminars from the working girls that capped the course on American consumption and the ideas that consume us. And the young lady is quoted as saying, "I think it's fascinating. This is fun for me." And she's a junior at the private liberal arts school in Lynchburg, Virginia, that until last year admitted only girls. It was a girls' college. She said also, "Not many people get to do this." Academic and media inquiries, according to the management there, are a daily occurrence, not only at the Chicken Ranch, but at many of Nevada's 27 legal brothels. The Chicken Ranch general manager, Debbie Rivenberg, said, "Well, we're always open to trying to educate the public about legalized prostitution. But she acknowledged that this was the first college class that she had ever received a request to come and visit. The college guy, the teacher, I suppose, is quoted as saying that the brothel tour, no, I think maybe the writer said this. The brothel tour was a natural fit for a class that tells students, don't just study America, live it. And that man's name is Julio Rodriguez. And he was the director of the college's American Culture program. And each semester they do something, and some of the previous class trips have been to the post-Katrina New Orleans, the Walt Disney World, and the Civil Rights Memorial Center. And this year's focus was on Nevada, and it started with a question from another professor, I think, from a professor who is interested in water rights, land conservation, etc. And it grew to include discussions of the wedding and the entertainment industries of the state, and inevitably to prostitution. Well, you know, when you live in Yuma, Arizona, and like me, I go down to San Luis, Arizona, sometimes just to buy souvenirs, sometimes for dental work, and now, since Algodones has been cleaned up by a doctor and others down in that little community, it's a lot closer to Yuma than San Luis. It's a big tourist place. I think I've already said that there's some 50 dentists in that little town of Algodones during the winter, during the snowbird season. Well, one of the younger guys that comes to our old folks arthritis class, he tells me that there's a place there called the Green Door. And the Green Door houses a brothel. I think he knows what he's talking about. And I walk by that place every once in a while, and I'm tempted to look in. But I don't know. I don't know if I want to look in. I might see so much that I got tempted. Good way to avoid temptation is not to get too close to the hot fire, you know. But we got legal prostitution then within, well, if you could fly over the river, within about 4 miles of this house where I'm sitting. But when you drive around on the highway, it's about 10 miles away. So it's not just Nevada. And Mr. Spitzer and other big moguls have demonstrated, not just in New York, but California and across America, there's all sorts. Maybe it's not legal prostitution, but there's sure a lot of illegal sex going on. It's quite a world we live in. Quite a world that we live in. And the next one I want to talk about, kind of a different spin on this same topic, but that mess down there in Texas, where the authorities have gone in and emptied out that Mr. Jeff's Mormon